I remember seeing the ocean for the first time, and something about the light, the water, the voices of other people, the boundary between myself and the rest of the world felt very thin. It was beautiful. A way to remember your loved ones?
I knew my brain was doing something special. I thought I'd wake up with an idea for a new shape or color. Everybody would love my new shape or color. But instead, my brain gave me a dream which made people afraid, which is making you leave. The dream scared me, but also made me glad to be alive. I am happy to keep living. I don't mind. The elder said it means the season is ending soon. I want to tell you the dream now. Let's shut our eyes and lay on the roof. We are already on the roof. That's good. I'll speak the dream out loud and you imagine it. You can close your eyes now. I'll tell you when to open them. I am in the forest. The sun is bright. My stomach rumbles. I'm hungry. I look for something to eat. There are fruit trees lining the path. I look for one to pick, to eat. I climb up one of the trees and reach out to grab a shining red apple. I blink, and suddenly the apple is rotten. It looks like it's full of spiders. I blink again, and now the apple is just a baby apple. Not ripe or rotten. I lose my balance and fall onto the ground. The apple changes colors. Some are eaten, some disappear. I hear a voice. Someone is there with me. I try to recognize who they are, but their face keeps changing. They're kind of everyone. I tell them I'm hungry. I want what the earth is trying to give me. They say, these aren't apples. They're memories of every apple I've ever seen. There's something wrong with my eyes, and there's something wrong with the soil. They say I need to look into the sun to clear out my vision. They say we're going to look together, and that when we do, they'll melt away. They want to. Then behind them I see you, watching from the shadows. You've been taking notes on everything. This makes me feel better. I turn my head and I let the light in. I lose track of everything. When I get my senses back, I find myself holding a round, red fruit in my hand. I don't know what it is, but I take a bite, and it's the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. Then I woke up. You can open your eyes now. You probably have questions. It wasn't only my fault that the apples were acting funny. It seemed like the natural world, or whatever it's called, the land didn't know what time it was either. The soil had to forget a little. The face of the ghost person in the dream? They were everyone and no one. It reminded me of someone I used to look for. My birth was not easy. I was bigger than most babies. After I was born, the elder advised them not to have any more children. But years later, my parents tried. They told me I'd have a sibling, but we lost them a few weeks later. I felt like it was my fault. I should have been born last, if ever. I needed to see this missing person somewhere. So I searched faces for a face I'd never seen. I thought I had to carry them forever. But in the dream, they wanted to become part of everything. I had to let them go, which felt like a piece of me was dying. It hurts a lot, but it's a nice thing to do if you can. To to let part of you become part of everything. Oh, I feel a bit winded now. I feel like everything is happening the way it should. But I still wish none of it would happen at all. I wish my dream didn't mean anything. I wish we had wasted more time together. I know. Thank you for reminding me. We'll go down this roof together, and you'll keep going down and down, down into the heart of the world. Thank you for listening to my dream.
Music from a trio of performers, the metal, the breeze, and my mind. There isn't enough room for a cemetery in my village. Here, memory is granted space. Land is used to let the living meet the dead. Or maybe it's the other way around. this flower was broadcasting music. They're keeping the memory of the dead alive in a way I've never seen before. Yuri's tombstone. He'll stay behind in the valley. The text is barely legible. 3 aphorisms from the young. 1. Time moves us when we move not. There is no time. It looks like a set of aphorisms. Now to find the rest. can still walk through the streets of my village, down the corridors of memory. I'd like to live in a house that looks like this, forever on fire. I hold tight to the feeling of being almost lost, barely lost, wandering with conviction. If I could tell Dad that I left home, I would describe this feeling to him in detail. There is no end and no beginning. faces look trapped in there. An instrument with the symbol of the god of memory. I remember my dad had a poor singing voice but wrote funny songs. He had one for taking out the garbage, a kind of a ballad about the virtues of trash. I wish I remembered more. Where will the birds fly to when the flood comes? Is this a sculpture or raw materials?
Oh, that sound. The camera click. The valley used to be so full of the sounds you couldn't hear yourself think. Now to hear it again. That's sweet, awful. You came to see the work of the reclusive artist. Come here. Let me see. Bring it close. My eyes. I can only see here. Awful. Form, color, subject, simply awful. That was me trying to play to the crowd, to be charming. A crazy woman made this junk. An artist. I buried her a long time ago. I'm surrounded by it. I spent my life trying to make something beautiful and true. I failed. Can you bring me photos of my art? I'd like to see my work one more time. I want to see how I wasted my life.
They look like they passed out.
Come, show me. What do you think of it? Wrong. What was the point of these creatures? The horned dogs of war? I look at them and I feel nothing. I should have grown ivy over them. At least the flood will take it all away. Was I never truly inspired? Did I really fail so completely? Let's see another.
The text is barely legible. 3 aphorisms from the young. None should see the face of love and live. Just one more to complete the set. A face worn with the strain of creation. She is compelled to create, like how I feel compelled to document this season. think that is Matura.
The color is hideous. I thought if I stood outside his door long enough in the rain, that God would let me inside. All I did was toil my fingers to pieces. I wanted to capture this valley in a piece of art. That's all. Best of luck to you. I tried my whole life and all I did was create piles of trash. Enough about my... Let me see what else you've got in that journal. My trash all on a page together, like a real art exhibit. One day, you could add my name to it, Mitziora. They might as well know who to blame. The museum vault. Every artist dreams of their work hanging on its walls. Oh my God. You'll try to go there? It's so far. It'll drain your life away trying to reach it. It might be a longer term than you expect. You may be as old as I am by the time you get there. Your journal might end up in the vault, which means my artwork might end up there. Oh, that would redeem everything. Every wasted hour. When a dream crawls back out of your throat, it hurts. But I can do better than those little statues. I can, if you help me. This art will memorialize Cheng Valley, and we'll finish it together. Cheng Valley has many faces, many themes, characters, eras, stages of its existence. Take a look through this junk, and we'll pick one of those faces. A face to show Cheng Valley to the unborn children of the next season. You do that while I make some tea.
This instrument is so beat up, but lovingly preserved. It must have played some important tunes. I'm looking at a gun. Before coming to the valley, I'd never seen a weapon before. Is the war the origin of this haunted feeling? What a cheap-looking contraption. I'm not sure what to think about this. Stone and soil, water and wood, a collection of samples of the ecosystem of the valley. Is the ecology of the valley the root cause of everything that happened here? Within the piles of junk, I found a metal cutout of a symbol. These patterns, what powers have they had and lost? I'm not sure what to think about this. Stone and soil, water and wood, a collection of samples of the ecosystem of the valley. Is the ecology of the valley the root cause of everything that happened here?
You've brought me pieces of the valley itself, the natural world. What we took from it, what we were given. What if our destiny is not in our hearts, but in the soil of the earth? Do you want this to be our theme? Very good. And the tea is ready. In the past, I tried to control everything. My work was dead. This time, let's follow our intuition, gather some pieces, and see what happens. What magic might be hiding in this day, which will pass and never return. This tea is good for the throat. It makes me want to sing.
Chubaleni husanota, Chubaleni husabe, Chubaleni husanota, Krimosanahi. Pleminutu sakanora.
That was it. That was Cheng Valley. I thought we would capture Cheng Valley in a piece of art, but we captured it in a moment instead. A moment can never hang on the wall of a museum, but you will still carry it with you. You were the co-author of this moment. I would never have found it without you. I'll rest these weary knees, these old eyes. But you're welcome to bring me images of this valley, as long as you bring them close enough for me to see. I'll tell you what I know. There's only a little bit of today left, and then the city, the flood, the lights, the next season.
Night has fallen. The doors to the shrine must be open now. I knew once I went into the shrine, my time to explore the valley was over. In the heart of the shrine, the void sits alone. It has wheels, but it looks like a house.
Who are you? What are you doing here? I hope this isn't your first day on the job. There isn't much season left to record. What's that? Around your neck? It's a pendant. You're wearing a pendant. My God, I've read about those. A pendant, a burner, 5 memories, 1 for each sense. Who did you make the pendant with? And who lost the memories, you or her? I see. And what was something you burned? You burned your poor old friend. I have one of those around here somewhere. Interesting wretch. Similar to what we do here, but different. Yeah, why do I? Your mind will make it into the next season intact. You're protected by 5 senses, 5 lost memories. What about everyone else? You ever think about that? Well, I don't need one. I'll be right here until the flood takes me. The first days of a new season are just so damn hopeful. Feeling that kind of hope again would kill me. I'd rather drown. Of course, of course. Few things are as painful. I told you I read about them. Look at you, protected. The rest of the world is not so lucky. Me, the people you've met on your way here, nobody else is protected. You think everyone makes it into a new season intact? Tell that to the boys face down in the parking lot. You know things are about to change. I can tell. A collective pendant to protect a group instead of one person. You're welcome to try. My memories are all over the shrine. You can have them, destroy them, whatever you want. Asking an old monk to invent a new ritual. Let me die in peace. That old doll. What is that? Touch? Everybody had that doll. You'll want a memory for... What did you... Collective pendant? Ah, a child left this doll here. A tourist. Is that enough? I guess I won't forget it now. I'll forget it when the flood comes. Music in the air. I hear it. We used to play this at breakfast. The woman who took care of me would cook. When I was older, I'd cook, and she'd sit and try to sway to the beat.
An old monk surrounded by his memories. Is this a shrine to a god? Or is it a shrine to his past?
That fruit is an acquired taste, but go ahead, try it. Do you like the taste? Really? I remember long ago when I was a beautiful human being sneaking into the orchards with another boy before we knew what was romantic and what wasn't. Stealing those fruits, pretending to love the taste, and pretending not to love each other. Both of us pretending, smiling and laughing until it became true. Oh, it's so good. He was a tourist, that boy. Left me heartbroken like so many others. Do I love the taste of the fruit now? I don't know. Do I love being alive? What choice do I have? That swell old prayer leaves. The woman who took care of me taught me to pray with this incense burning. I wanted to learn, but when we kneeled down together, her being so close to me and the smell, I couldn't focus. She'd get angry, but I just got more lost. I asked her, which direction is God facing? She said, every direction. I said, so can I pray to change the past? And she said, of course. I was so happy in that moment to have been found by her. I could have been found by anybody, or by nobody. I remember seeing lights like these in the forest one night. It was Manches, the famous singer. The only time I ever got to see him sing. But my eyes were on the crowd. Seeing their faces in electric light, the joy of it. I grew up in a time when we thought our lives could be connected by electricity. How could we hate each other when we all love the same person? The brief, beautiful delusion that the world was knitting itself together. He dies, the war starts, a season ends. Did I tell you already? Hope is the most painful thing in the world. That's 5. 5 memories, 5 senses. My name is Easel. I was the last monk of Tiang Valley. I never finished my exams to be a monk, but I'm the only one left. I took becoming a monk for granted because I grew up around them. If you're including a ruin like me, you must be serious about recording this season. What will you write about me? That's true, but I was once a scared little boy. I was orphaned by the war. The monks found me on the coast, wandering alone, shell-shocked. Sonia, the head monk, took care of me. I saw things I shouldn't have. She helped me erase those memories. If I had any memories of my family, I lost them too. But at least I didn't wake up screaming anymore. I was so afraid of accidentally calling her Mom. She was the head monk. Even before she ended the war, Sonia was an imposing figure. I slept, I forgot, and I grew. The soldiers came to the valley. Sonia hated the war for taking my family like it took so many others. The most powerful prayers are always made out of desperation. She figured out how to amplify our sleep prayer. A prayer that could end a season. No one had ever done anything like that. She sent me to the coast to turn on the light posts, to signal that the season would end soon. I used to go to the light posts alone, just to dream about another season. To dream about being born in another season. To die in another season. To imagine a life where I wasn't afraid to have hope. I'd like you to have one of these photos. To carry it with you to wherever you're going. these lights out on the coast. It's a solemn task to turn them on, and it's not too late. They've shut off the power. Won't be long now. Imagine the waves rolling in here. The water's so deep that light won't reach us. I should pray one last time. We should both pray right now. Your pendant, the sacrifice your mother made to keep you safe. It might be possible to pass on this blessing, to divide its power among the people you've met on your journey, to shepherd them into the next season. For a truly strong player, we would need to use up the power of your pendant. I'm not sure it would work. It's never been done before. But I know it would weaken your pendant. In that case, nobody would be protected. Before you light the candle, I want you to think hard about if you want to do this. Do you want to pass on this blessing and leave yourself vulnerable? Or will you continue your role as a vessel of memory?
I need to be sure someone will remember this season. There needs to be at least one witness. Someone to carry this season into the future. That is what I set out to do. I promised her I wouldn't do anything to my pendant. That was why she let me go. She told me I had to remember everything. That it was my role. They were kind to me. They're already losing so much. Slowly, painfully, but still, they are moving on.
I feel the choice, don't speak it aloud, no need. It puts my mind at ease knowing you will be safe. You'll witness much more across seasons. We will leave it to the gods. We sink these words into the fragile earth to accompany lost souls. Listen to the record of our lives spinning and the old woman tapping her foot to the music. Taste the fruit we stole from the orchard and pretend to love the taste until you truly do. Feel the fabric of a lost doll. Smell the incense of an old evening sun, the caretaker prayer, the scent of the woods and the wedding tree. Turn your eyes to the colored light. The faces in the crowd are the faces of your children. We offer this prayer on behalf of our companions. Let them find themselves with senses warm and ready for the life of the season to come. You have the sounds of the moment. The moment is already past. We've done all we can. I need to take you out of this place. It can't end here. Let's go.
I never saw him that way. I was there. I saw it. Firsthand.
The true end of the Tiang Valley was not the flood coming. It was when these people would go their separate ways. At the last possible moment, I saw them as a community. No matter what happens, I will carry the memory of these people into the next season. The Grey Hand arrived. He had what he called passports for everyone. He said they were supposed to have a photo, but that his camera was broken and he wanted to use mine. I saw in these little papers the beginning of a new world. He asked me if I could help him. I had only one moment to decide. I said, yes. The Grey Hand thanked me. He gave me a pin and told me their new name would be Floral Path. The monk said he felt like driving all night.
Listen closely. The road behind you leads to the coast. There's an old warning system on the beach, an emergency light that can be seen from the other side of the ocean. You can warn the rest of the world about the change of season. All you have to do is turn it on. It was built to survive anything. I'm sure it still works. Do you understand? Of course.
Easel lives.
I've been thinking about that all night. I have this idea to turn my van into a shrine. For every sermon I preach, I'll listen to 10, and you will remember everything. You will survive everything. Rest transparent in the spirit that gives you rise. Farewell.